Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here, and for everyone who plays Forza Horizon 3, the first DLC is here called the Smoking Tire Car Pack. I have to say I'm extremely impressed with this pack, and for anyone who doesn't have the VIP membership, save yourself $7 or however much it is for you and get this car pack. It's definitely worth it. But in this video I want to be focusing 4 out of the 7 cars: the BMW M2, Aston Martin VULCAN, GTA SPANO, and the Pagani HUAYRA BC. Right, I know that the M2 is by far the odd one out here, but I wanted to include the M2 simply because it's a new car and it also has impressed many people. Right, so what I want to do is something that has not been done on my channel before, and that is to see which car, unmodified, stock as it is, can set the fastest hot lap around a specific selected circuit. Just bear in mind I'm no professional circuit racer, but I believe I'm capable enough to do some decent lap times, and in the end, if you guys do enjoy this test, I may potentially do more circuit races in the future as opposed to just drag races. So the track we'll be testing the cars on will be the 3 bridge circuit. It's a relatively small track, but it has enough corners and straights to showcase the car's handling and performance and to see which one can thrive the best. So we'll start off with the least powerful car, the BMW M2. Right, so I'm in the BMW M2 right now. Hopefully I don't call it the M4 or the M3. So a little bit of wheel spin off the line. And how this is going to work is within this first lap here, I'm just trying to get the feel of the car, give you guys a bit of my opinion on how the car handles and what characteristics that are significant to this particular car. And then after I've done the first lap, I'll showcase you the fastest lap that I did in this car without any commentary. So the first thing I notice about the BMW M2 is the braking. I would have liked it if the car broke a little bit harder when I needed to, because every time when the brake assist line is telling me when to brake, I have to brake slightly earlier, and I don't know, it's because the brakes aren't biting as hard as they should be. But if they were a bit harder, it would be very nice, particularly attacking corners at much higher speeds. And also, you have to be quite wary of the throttle because the BMW M2 is quite characteristic. So coming out from a corner, you have to somewhat feather the throttle. You have to straighten out the car just like that. See, it's very skiddy. And if you're not somewhat careful with the throttle, you'll be attacking every corner like that with a lot of style, but not speed. But anyways, that's a little bit of my take with the BMW M2, and I'll showcase you guys the hot lap. Setting a relatively reasonable time of 1 minute and 8.2 seconds in the M2, it's now time to get into the Aston Martin VULCAN. Okay, so I'm in the Aston Martin VULCAN now, and the wheel spin on this car is absolutely insane. I mean, I was talking about throttling the M2 with a lot of sensitivity, but the VULCAN is something absolutely on a different level. I mean, you put your foot down just halfway coming out from a corner and you're already spinning very badly. But the Aston Martin VULCAN, it still handles very well. The braking is superb, the cornering, it's very direct, but if you're not careful with your foot coming out from the corner, you're already going to go sideways, and that's going to lose a lot of time in the Vulcan. Now I just want to quickly go back with the amount of throttle pressure you need to apply when coming out from a corner. Whether or not you're in second, third or fourth gear, you have to be really light on the throttle to avoid the wheel spin, and when you avoid the wheel spin, you can slowly add more pressure towards the throttle, and then you can put your foot all the way to the ground using all that 820 brake horsepower at your disposal. But now let's take a look at the hot lap. With the Vulcan setting a very impressive time of 55.7 seconds, can the most powerful car here, the GTA Spano, defeat the track focus weapon? Right, so I'm in the GTA Spano in bright orange just in case you guys can't see the car, but this Spanish built car was the star of the Need for Speed movie, and it's the most powerful car here, and there's a few things that I don't particularly like. I mean, it is faster than the Aston Martin VULCAN, particularly reaching the top speed, but it's not as fast as it feels, if that even makes sense. I mean, at 912 brake horsepower, I would imagine the car to be a little bit faster, but that could also be because this weighs quite heavy as well, and this also doesn't go in favor with the handling of the car. I mean, the car feels a little bit sluggish, it doesn't turn as direct as I want it to be, and the braking just doesn't feel up to par in comparison to most of the other supercars. Therefore, handling and cornering is particularly quite slow, but at least there's a straight line performance. But we'll see if this car can lap this track faster than the Vulcan. Let's take a look at the hot lap. With the Spano setting a much more impressive time than I expected with 56.6 seconds, let's bring in the Pagani HUAYRA BC. Alright, let's see what the HUAYRA BC can do. Off the line there is a lot of wheel spin, but gee, this car feels very quick. I mean, it has the least amount of horsepower here apart from the M2, but this car feels very quick. The cornering is just superb, the steering is direct, and look, I'm just keep climbing. This definitely feels a lot faster than the GTA Spano, and the braking is just biting so quickly. The turn-in, very good, and there's a lot of grip as well for a rear-wheel drive car. It feels like an all-wheel drive car without the understeer, and that is very impressive. You know, braking in nice and easy, turn in, and then I can pretty much go full throttle exiting a corner without having to worry too much about the wheel spin, unless if I'm really careless. But overall, this car is fantastic. This is a true track car, and let's see how fast it can do this hot lap. And the Huayra sets the fastest time at nearly 54 seconds flat. And I actually beat a fellow Project Handbrake member and rival, Rex MI, and a huge shout out to you and everyone else for joining Project Handbrake. We've almost got 500 members in that club now, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for the amount of support I'm getting and the love from you guys. You guys are truly the awesome ones here. Anyways, this concludes our hot lap battle with these 4 cars, with the Pagani HUAYRA BC being the quickest, then the Aston Martin VULCAN, followed by the GTA SPANO, and then of course the BMW M2. I hope you guys did enjoy this test. It's something a little bit different as opposed to my drag races. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and there will be a battle with these 4 cars in a typical 1 mile drag race for tomorrow, so stay tuned to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.